So the idea for this session was we'll just continue hacking on some of the teleport service code behind the pockets, with the idea that some or all of that will be useful for the more general pocket infrastructure that Ethan and Maddie are putting together. So I don't know if you want to say a bit about that, Ethan, or we'll just jump straight into coding.
Yeah, sure. So I haven't worked on it because I wanted us to discuss it first here in MediUni Dev. And I guess, so really the main thing was I wasn't aware of like this Pocket stuff that you have been working on. So I didn't realize that we were pretty much working on the same thing. Uh, so which is actually pretty good because we can repurpose a lot of what you're doing here. And pretty much the only difference is like I think what you're working on is like attaching a physical teleporter to like the same world every time, whereas in like the general case, it's just like uh, you walk up to any old teleporter and assign it to a pocket.
Right.
But besides that, there's really no difference.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so what's the so you imagine having, I guess it has to be within a single experience, that there would be some library of these pockets that you have access to, and then you can run around and just attach them to various physical teleports, which have this appearance or something else. Um,
Exactly, yeah.
so what's the use case for having that be uh, dynamic in the way that that it can be assigned
Um,
as you go?
well, I think the idea is for scalability. If picks up and a lot of people like because so the point of at least in my head the reason I was thinking we make this is to replace like the VIP server workflow
Yeah,
of creating your own world to have boards because you can only have one VIP server.
yeah,
So if people end up using it and a lot of people use it, then you can have a lot of teleporters, which it doesn't scale well, I don't think. So you just kind of dynamically assign what the teleporters are linked to.
yeah. I think that's cool. Yeah, I think that's a thing that was maybe that fixes an issue I sort of saw with. I was imagining using these pockets in, say, a class. So if there was a particular world for a class, um, then you might have working notes as a student that you're doing for the class, and you'd have them in your own pocket. Uh, then it could just be permanently, whatever students are registered, they have those pockets accessible by permanent locations inside the classroom experience. But I think it's better if, you just, when you walk into the class, if you want to share your working notes with someone or go have a look yourself, you just attach it to some empty portal that's sitting around, and then off you go. I think that's a much better. Um,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so that's cool. All right. Okay, so maybe I'll summarize partly for my own benefit where the code was at the moment. Uh, so what happened here was that touching this part, this semi-transparent region, uh, reserved a server, so it made a copy. Uh, Actually, I'm now no longer sure if reserving a server in this way, if you can have more than one of a given place ID. I know you can't have more than one private server off a given server, but I don't know if that limitation
Yeah, you could
exists.
make multiple reservations.
Okay, that's useful. So it reserves a server if one doesn't exist. So I guess this is not per user, right, as it's being done here. So if it doesn't exist, then it reserves one and then stores that to the data store. So the thing that wasn't working was, returning there should be a hierarchy of these pockets. There can be pockets within pockets, I guess, if necessary, but you want to be able to get back to where you were in order to make this traversal of these links sort of be useful. And what I was working on last time was figuring out a way of telling the pocket when you enter it where to put you back. And I don't remember, there was a couple of options. One was to actually use the TeleportService API, so you can actually pass some stuff through the teleports, but I think we tried that and didn't quite get it to work. So the other option was to just use the data store. So I'm going to go into the pocket now and the place that I was using for the pocket and see if that was actually what we ended up doing. Is there an obvious alternative, Ethan, do you think? How do we pass information in between these things?
I mean, there is like memory store. I don't know. I mean, if I would hope that the teleport service APIs work. I mean, historically they haven't, but I think it's worth trying our options for that one. Sounds like you have. Isn't there another thing where you can tell a player to spawn at a certain spawn? It's like you could just put a spawn right in front of the teleporter to
Yeah,
return to.
yeah, exactly. That part's fine. So that's exactly what I think we should do. Except then you need to be able to determine when the player actually loads into this server which spawn location to put them at, and that's the part that's
Isn't it by name?
yeah, but which name? So how do you, when you're coming into this server, how does it?
Oh,
Yeah, so there is an API where you can teleport someone to a named spawn location. That part I think may work, but the question is, how do you have the information actually tell them which one to teleport to? Um, yeah, so
just hard coded in like an object value or a string value.
yeah, I think that may make sense, right? Um, so yeah, there's a pocket one spawn location there.
I see. Okay.
So let's see if I just hard code it. I think what we got to last time was it was not teleporting to back to that. Where is the code? Yeah, right. So it should. Well, let's just try that pocket one. So it was reading origin spawn from where? Right, so I was attempting to use the data store. I guess we must have tried the teleport service API. Maybe it's worth trying again, but I'll just run this and see if... I guess I need to do this today.
Oh, can you not teleport inside Studio?
No.
Oh.
Oh, this won't work until the boards are finished loading. That's pretty
Oh.
ridiculous.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to figure out why that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I did try for a solid hour or two to understand that and failed.
God.
It's I could be missing something obvious, but it seems like a sort of undocumented aspect of how servers actually boot up that I'm running into.
Ah,
It's so annoying.
do you publish both places?
Oh, good
Or I guess it should
point.
have already been named Pocket One.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have changed the code that was actually doing. No, you're right. This was my fault. That was stupid. I didn't publish this one, so the code that got executed when I
Oh, okay.
teleported was yeah, okay. I apologize. All right, maybe I can try something else rather than just repeat that. We'll try, but let's try two things at once. Well, still, that should yeah. The problem maybe I should print this and then wait so that I can actually see what it says.
Yeah.
So the idea there was that it should write to the data store where this particular user came from when they used the Pocket system, and that was here, right? So hopefully it should give us Pocket 1. I feel like data store is the one of these APIs that I actually trust to work. So I don't know. That's maybe not the smartest way to do it, but let's see. I think part of the issue we had last time was that some of these teleport service APIs you're supposed to run on the server and other ones on the client. Is that
Oh,
the
really?
issue?
I never use that API.
Yeah. Come on, boards. Oh, quick.
Hey, there it is.
Oh, okay. Very good. All right. Screw you. Okay. So my part is working, but Roblox is not holding up its end of the deal.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's where
so what do we
we're
do?
trying to make a minimal repro and like report that as a bug. Actually, I'm gonna look if there's a report out right now.
Guess I could just move the player to the appropriate place once they've spawned in, right? And that's, I guess,
Yeah.
what I'll have to do.
Because you can just pass in arbitrary data, right? So you can just pass the name instead and do it manually.
Am I using this wrong? I guess it's worth double checking. Spawn location must be valid for the player to spawn on. For example, it's neutral is set to blah blah blah. Did you notice this?
Oh, they used to call it universe, yeah.
They've changed it again though. It's back to being universe. So then
Really?
in the instructions for, but it now means something slightly different. So in the instructions for fixing up the audio issues, you're told to now when you tag an audio file as being able to be used by an experience, it's not by the place ID, it's by a universe ID, which is only accessible, it seems, through this new creator dashboard, which I'd never seen before. So there's now, in addition to place ID, job ID, there's also the universe ID. So I don't know if that means they're switching back to this term or not, or they just, yeah, anyway, not a place where the language is stable.
Yeah.
Maybe I did. Maybe I should just try having just spawning on this and turn off the other one to make sure there's not something wrong with it. Where's enabled? Oh, is that the issue?
Oh, is it not valid? It's not a valid spawn.
Well, that's pretty annoying. I mean, if it's enabled, then there's a 50% chance when you spawn that you'll spawn there at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
That's not what I want, but maybe it just looks at this and thinks it's disabled, so it won't spawn people there. Alright, well, let me try to make sure it's fine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, even in studio, it's sitting there waiting for the boards to do something, I guess. Alright. But this way, I won't know if it's my code or just a 50% chance of getting spawned there when I actually teleport back.
Oh, yeah.
In a...
Could reduce those odds by just creating a bunch of spawns.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, there must be some sensible way of... Must be valid, it must be neutral. It doesn't say it has to be enabled, right? This assumes it's being used in a local script. I don't understand that. Yeah, the thing, I'm a bit wary of whether this works or not, because there's these warnings that it's been folded into teleport async, which is actually a lie, because this does not allow you to teleport to a specific server, I think. Parameters.
It just place ID.
I think so. Let's look at teleport options, but...
Oh, the reserve server?
Should reserve server. Yeah, service access code, server instance ID, but there's nothing about spawn locations, right?
Oh, that's what you're looking for, yeah.
So I have a feeling that, well, yeah, I guess we can play the Ethan lottery. Bang, 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 bang. And, alright. I hope I did that after they were enabled, yeah. Okay. But I guess we're ready to, well, let's not tempt fate. I guess we're ready to conclude that that API just doesn't work anymore.
there's a post from February 2021. The teleport to spawn by name will be discontinued in the future.
Okay. Alright, that's fine. I guess that means this is, even if it works, something we don't want to rely on.
Yeah.
Okay, well let's...
Oh, it did work. Maybe.
Yeah.
10% chance it worked.
Yeah. Let's try again. Increase those odds. Okay, so what we do is we just, in a script, we have it... Oh, can you enable a spawn location on the client without enabling it on the server? I mean, we...
Oh, I would assume not.
I mean, I don't want to leave this spawn location enabled, right? It should be enabled just when you want to tell it. That's such a weird way to arrange this.
You can like manually put the player there and have it not be a spawn location.
Yeah, I think that's what we have to do, right? The combination of I don't see any way around having the spawn location just enabled, and I don't want people to spawn there generally. So I do think we just have to move the player there when they spawn. Yeah. That's a bit irritating, but okay, so that means we need to pass the information along with them in the teleport data. So let me look up again how to do that. Okay, so that's fine. So we just run this on the client. I remember, so Ethan, you're saying that if we change the C frame of a player on the client, that will replicate, right?
Yeah, that should work.
Okay. I don't think there's any reason not to have it remain a spawn location, right? It's just not enabled, and we can just grab its position.
Yeah.
Okay. What's with this? Oh, right.
Or if you don't want to place a bunch of spawn locations, you could just have it place you a few studs in front of the teleporter.
Oh, that's a good idea, yeah. Yeah, I think that's better. Alright. I guess I need to wait. I've been writing a bunch of Python in the last 2 weeks, so I'm afraid that I'm going to write for loops and everything else in the wrong way now. Somehow Lua and Python mix up in my head in a way that other languages don't. It's kind of annoying.
You do Python for machine learning stuff?
Yeah, that's right. I'm also teaching my son, so how do I get the local player again?
Oh, okay.
Just that's it, yeah. What's what's the best way to wait for the player to be loaded in again?
Oh, it's player.character or player.character added wait.
Right. Just like that. Character added.
Yeah, yeah. So, but in case it's already there, you also want to just try local player.character. So the full thing would be like local character equals player.character or player.character added wait.
Right. Yeah. Like that?
Yeah, that's right.
I see. So this actually returns the character once it's done, is that right?
Yeah.
I don't do this, right?
No, yeah, that's the character added.
Okay. Alright, good. I think this is just stuff I get to set, right? I think this is like the old way of doing it or something, right? But there's a set look. This is so bad. Oh wow. Fires when the local player enters the place following a teleport. Okay. I guess that's what I want to
Is that
attach.
different from what you're doing?
I guess not, but seems easier, right?
Yeah. So that event is weird because if that code is running, then the local player has already arrived.
Right.
So when does the event fire?
Not sure. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't have gotten rid of the teleport data thing. Oh, did it already give me that? Yeah, it did. Okay. Oh, it was there before. Alright. So this has to go into place, pocket, which is here. So I'm no longer setting this, I guess. Is that right? No. Okay. I guess I want to do this both ways now, right? So when you go into the pocket, it uses the teleport data, and when you come out of it, it uses it as well. So I should try this. Exact same code in the pocket.
Alright.
And then on both sides, I'm going to switch to using teleport async with the just pass something along and then test it works, and then we'll go from there. So I guess I'll dart in the rising sea. This is not going to be there anymore. That's concerning.
Is it an E now?
Oh, it's just the...
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty dumb. Code. Oh, right. How do I do private server with teleport async? Teleport option should reserve server true. Server access codes. Okay, I don't really understand. So this is doing the teleport. So the way here it was reserving the server, getting the code, and then teleporting it to this private server with that code. This example is just here. Okay, so I need to teleport. Okay. Okay. Maybe we want to do that later, but for now, let's just pass in. Alright. And let's do the same here. This we're not going to use anymore. Alright, let's try it.
Menace, empty commit message.
You're honestly saying you fill in a commit message every time? As if.
Only you're like working on a legit game.
Right.
This isn't, I mean, like when Maddie and I were working on a game together.
I think it's if I didn't have to test it by running it on Roblox.com, then I would be more inclined to think that was a good idea. But I'm not going to do that. That's not good. Oh, maybe I didn't publish the... I think I did the same thing again.
Okay.
Mentally, they're not separate places to me.
Thank you.
What? I'm really confused. I thought that was this. Okay.
Let's make the sauce first before we make that, like, you know, cover the dumpling. That's the
Alright.
Ew, I don't want that. I don't want it. Oh, don't worry.
By the way, I thought the aesthetic you had for the pocket world with the islands in the sky and the waterfall, that was super cool. You should keep that.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'd like to be able to like auto-generate those islands. So if all the ports are used up, it generates a new one.
Yeah, it'd be neat. I guess you certainly have the tools to make nice curvy bridges with appropriate planks and so on. That's the last 2 months of MetaUni seminars have been dedicated to this. Oh, come on. Alright, I should have been more paranoid.
Without making a hole in it.
Okay. What am I doing wrong here? Maybe I shouldn't have relied on this event.
When I eat like poison, they eat like a poison. That was very good.
Oh, that's very,
Hmm.
very
Okay.
good. One more
Yeah, I guess I was thinking along similar lines of the auto-expanding hub-ish world looking like that. However, the one downside of that kind of world, I think, is that it's not visually that memorable, right? Because it's all sort of homogeneous. I can see some value to auto-generating a world which has more distinctive geographic features, because I think people do associate. I mean, it's much easier to remember places by their appearance if they're geographically different, and people are very good at that. I think it's a good thing to exploit in these kinds of virtual worlds. So maybe there's a way.
idea.
Maybe there's a way of doing that with the auto-generating bridges and so on, but maybe there should be, in addition to just the islands and bridges, other features that sort of break up the homogeneity of the appearance so it's more memorable.
Right.
Okay. So the other one worked. That event doesn't work.
Get to the bottom. Put this. Put. Get to the bottom. Put it. Get to the bottom. Pull it on. Go to the bottom. Pull it on. Go to the bottom. Pull it on. Go to the bottom. And put it.
Yeah, alright. Well, that's good.
How the data store version worked, or the get teleport data.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Okay.
This, that's just nonsense. But this works. Okay, so then we want to move them to whatever that was, right? So maybe that's a good place to stop if we get that working. So this was in the pocket. It's going to set pocket name to be... Okay, so what should we call this? This is wherever they're going to, so we want maybe to call it spawn location. Make it pocket 1.
Oh, Maddie just said if you wanted to use that teleport event, it needs to go and replicate first.
Oh, I see. Oh, good advice. I guess we're happy with this version anyway, but
Yeah.
thanks. Why would that be? Oh, because it only responds to that event when it actually fires, is that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That makes sense. Okay, so then when we come back... what's the right way to do this? I just do move 2 on the character?
Yeah, I think that should work. You probably also do pivot too, and it would do the same thing, I think.
Right.
Wait, does move to like cause the character to like walk itself over there?
Oh, right.
I don't remember.
Yeah. That's not what I want. Don't shoot me. I know this is not going to be good, but this will do. Alright. And because this is pointless, I don't know why we're passing this whatever, doesn't hurt. No. What? It's on the old version of the code for some reason.
Oh.
I did publish it. Did that not go? Oh, what?
It looks like it did.
It says I've got uncommitted.
Oh, your uncommitted script changes. Oh.
Oh, it didn't. What? Oh, I committed it after. Whatever. Okay. Do it. You bastard.
There's supposed to be a print at the top of the script.
Yeah, that is there. Moving player to pocket 1. It executed, but I must have done something wrong.
It's possible, like, the server overwrote it.
Oh, this is in a local script. Maybe because the character was... Well, they should have finished spawning in, right? Maybe I should just wait a second or something.
Classic.
Yeah. High quality software engineering here. Pivot 2 should be right, yeah. Or should I do the humanoid or get humanoid root part or something?
Oh yeah, maybe there you like the root part doesn't exist yet, so there's nothing to pivot.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Isn't that the primary part? Let's do that, right? this part I can just do in studio, right? So let's just do that.
Oh yeah.
How do I have to? Can I just grab the? Would it be the same if I just grab myself in the workspace, or should I get players into the story?
The same thing.
Yeah. Just be apparent. I just put spaces here, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get player. I'll get player by user.
Dot local player.
But this is running as. Is this running in the client, or is this? It's running as the client, is it? When I do it in the REPL here? Yeah, okay. What?
Almost.
What happened to pocket 1?
What did it take you?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Hello.
Yeah, must just be that I didn't have primary part there. Yeah, okay. Don't know. Alright. Whatever. Okay. I'm gonna chicken out. Fine. I guess the other thing that you get for free when you make a private server is that you're automatically tagged as the owner, whereas if you reserve a server through TeleportService, you're nothing special, right? The person who caused it to be reserved, at least in the code as written, there's literally nothing about the user in it. So if you reserve a server this way, I guess we do want to set something in the data store indicating that it belongs to. Well, I guess in the model you're imagining that's sort of automatic, right? Because is creating the pocket separate from walking into a portal for the first time, and what you have in mind?
So like you'd walk up to it, and then you can either choose an existing pocket or create a new one.
Right. Yes. Okay.
Hey.
Just in time. Okay, that's a happy ending. Okay, so it seems that the teleport data does work. I don't know why it didn't work the last time we were trying this. I guess what changed? Maybe I wasn't waiting. I don't know. Maybe I was trying to access it on the server, or I was doing it on the client and wasn't waiting for the player to be loaded in. I don't know. But okay, that works. I guess we'll leave it at that for code. Thanks, everyone. So usually we have a break now, but because of the schedule moving around and daylight savings over where you are, Adam's going to do the disruption session now, so that'll be on in a few minutes in TRS. So I'll see some of you there.
Cool. Yep.
See ya.
See you soon.